I'm about to give you and put you on game. So listen, 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 listen. You men are closest to God, are closest to kingship, right? Because you are kings. You are the ones that hold the seed of life in your thing. That's why back in the day, men didn't have sex, you feel me, before going to war, because it would make them weaker. Why is that? Why is that? Why in this generation there are a lot of weaker men than back in the day? Back in the day, we had them, you feel me? Yeah. So what's going on in this generation? There's a lot of influences that are attacking masculinity, like chemicals in the food, chemicals in the air. But really, it's also us females. Why do you think us females are now all of a sudden so masculine? You feel me? And why these men all of a sudden are so feminine? Well, pay attention to the power shift that's going on, okay? Pay attention to these things. When you go on social media and you're scrolling, even if you don't follow that stuff, it pops up, right? It pops up. Yeah, it pops up. Because these devices are devices used by the enemy to keep you chained. How do we do this? We women, listen, I come from working in the sex industry. I know what I'm talking about. I was aware when I was demon possessed with Jezebel spirits and I was working for the kingdom of darkness. I was aware of what I was doing. I was robbing you men of your life force essence. Not only that, robbing you of your destiny and robbing you of your pockets and your finances. And you were more than willing to give it to us women. Give it to us. Give us your life force. Give us your seed. Give us your destiny. Give us your money. Why? Because you felt like you was getting what you wanted, which was sexual gratification. Well, listen, I'm here to tell you, don't have sex before marriage. Don't engage in fornication. Don't do these things, because it's going to cost you something much more valuable. Much more valuable. And that's your masculinity. That's your destiny, your finances, your abundance, your eternal, everlasting love and bliss and happiness. Now you're unfulfilled. Now you're depressed. Now you don't feel loved. You literally will be stuck. And for men, God is harder when disciplining his men, because men have egos. You feel me? Men have egos. So look, before I continue talking, let's read the word. I have written some verses here. We have 1 John 2:16, and it says, "For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride of life is not from the Father, but is from the world." Okay? You have to understand that this world we're in, this is not permanent. This is what a lot of people think. We're going to be here forever. We're not going to be here forever. Suffering is not forever. Obviously, God chose you. If this video shows up, it's because you are chosen by God. You are loved by the Most High. When you engage in the desires of the eyes, like you're scrolling, it says it right here in John 2:16. You're scrolling and, oh, she looks good. Oh, she looks good. Oh, damn, that. And you looking at the booty shaking and the booty popping and the boobies and all of this stuff. You're engaging in the desires of your flesh. And pride of life, where you feel like, for example, you engage in the action and you might feel like the man. Have you ever heard of that post-nut clarity? Yeah, very real. Because after you do it and you get your nut off, and how do you feel after? Yeah, like that was like, why did I even do this? You feel me? So think about that. Before you engage, know that your seed holds the most powerful force in the world. Okay? Know that it holds the most powerful force in the world. And listen, when you give it to a female, like you have sex with her, how does that female feel afterwards? Light, on top, like the best. That's why she wants it. She wants your seed. It is like, it hits like a drug. It's a dopamine rush. And you are drained, depleted, and stagnated for years. You can be stagnated for years where you don't reach your highest potential because you engaged in sexual fornication with a female. Because you're trapped. And even if you don't engage with a female, just that, because this is spiritual, okay? Just the act of you, and doing that, you're still engaging with a spirit. And it's a Jezebel spirit. Like, why do you think these OnlyFans models, they don't have to have sex with you? They could just post erotic images, erotic videos, and that is enough to steal you, to steal your destiny, your life force, your energy, everything. Because we feed, right, us females, off of the likes, off of the comments, off of the lusting, the desire. That you do is truly demonic. It's demonic, and I hate to say it, but it is demonic activity. And we as females are aware of what we do when we post this content, when we post this picture half naked, when we're posting shaking butt. You feel me? We know what we're doing, and it feels good to us. It feels good to us, but it ultimately drains y'all. And I see a lot of men of God, chosen ones, fall victim to lust. And it's because of these devices. It's because of socials. Most men of God that I encounter, you see who they follow? They follow girls posting their butt, posting their body. Like, you go through the following. All females, 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 females. You guys fall into this trap every single time. And this is the oldest in the devil's playbook, okay? He does this. This is what he knows he does. This is why men restrain from having sex, from lusting at too many females. That's why in older cultures, females covered up head to toe. You feel me? And I'm not saying that now, it's different times. We're in a different age. I'm not saying now that we got to be covered head to toe, okay? Because you men have to learn how to not lust over women, and look and clean your mind, clean your eyes, and look at us as Christ sees us, as Christ loves us, like children. When you're a child, you see a girl, you're not thinking lustfully about her. You feel me? It's innocent, it's childlike, it's loving. I'm going to read you a couple of verses. We have James 1, 14, 15. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it has conceived, gives birth to sin. So really, when Jesus said in Matthew 5:27-28, you have heard that it is said, you shall not commit adultery. But Jesus says, but I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. This is your inner desire. This is why God calls us to purify our hearts, to purify. See, it's really not the woman, the posting, the how they dress and all this stuff. It is your inner desire in your heart for these things that feed your ego and feed your pride. And all the device is doing is putting that in front of you. Listen, you don't even have to say what you want, and you already seeing ads of that thing you was thinking about purchasing. These phones use 5G, and they can read our minds, put thoughts into our mind field through the electromagnetic field. Like, I know I sound crazy, but this is all straight facts. They've done research. The CIA has done this research, has posted it for all of us to see. They can transmit literally a song, and that song can pop up in your head. And with the new fields of electromagnetic frequency, we are electromagnetic. Okay? Our mind is electromagnetic. Our heart are electromagnetic. We put these thoughts into the force field, and they provide us what we want to see, the desires of our own flesh. You feel me? And what is that? The ads that pop up on your phone, the people that pop up, the content that pops up is really just the devil using his devices to provide you with the own desire, your own desire. Okay? That is of your flesh. That's why we must fast. We must abstain from these things, and we must submit the flesh to God's will, to God's word, okay? To God's word. Okay, so I encourage you, don't touch yourself. Don't lust over these females. Unfollow. You feel me? Do a cleanse. Really get in prayer. Get in your word, and trust me, when you abstain from these things, God will reward you. And the reward is much greater. It's true divine love. The reward is abundance, happiness, bliss, literally heaven on earth. So receive your blessing, and let's rise up chosen. I love you. Peace.